What's up, guys? I'm sorry that I don't do videos often like a bunch of other channels out there, but when I do videos and there is at least a couple people that watch my stuff, I appreciate it. I'm not looking to make my channel into something like others are. I just do videos whenever I'm having fun or want to talk about stuff. But yeah, I'm back again. To anyone who does watch this, thank you for watching the vid, and subscribe if you feel like it. I mean, it's up to you. So there's a couple of things I need to unload, but mainly about friends. Bit of a tidbit update. I'm now 1 year and 5 months HRT now. The only thing that's left on my road of transition is to legally change my name and to have my surgery. Everything else is going at a good pace. But as for this friend stuff, I've learned a lot. I've experienced a lot. I've I've been through a lot. You know, it's all these things. I've befriended many nice people. Well, there was some bad ones in there too, but you gotta get to know a person long enough before you know what they're like, you know, what their true colors are. Like I've met so many nice people and became friends with so many nice people that I can't even count them all anymore. And I've lost them all over some pretty dumb things. One of them I even helped out because they were doing very bad financially where they lived. So I decided to send them down some essential things like toothpaste, detergent, you know, that kind of stuff because they were in a really tight spot. And we're not friends anymore because there was no communication anymore. When we first started becoming friends, we were like the best of pals. We would always be like, "Hey, bestie," and then it just slowly declined. She started, you know, like hanging out with other people a lot more, not really saying anything to me, how she's doing, whatever it is, whatever the case. And I've lost a lot of good people purely because of the lack of communication. Like people, I don't know why people just start not wanting to talk to you anymore. Like what makes a person do that? I I lost my last closest physical friend on my birthday last year. What happened was I woke up on the morning of my birthday. I went to check my social media like I always do when I wake up. The first thing I notice is they're that they blocked me on the one thing that we chatted on together, because we kind of live far apart from each other. He's like an hour ride from me. So he blocked me on my birthday, and I was left just crying for like a few days, and then just trying to learn from it, and I did learn from it. Sometimes you don't know what you have until it's no longer there, and I hear that saying a lot. I also was very stubborn with not seeing the real truth behind our friendship, because the last year that we were friends still, we were hanging by mere threads um, under some pretty bullshit circumstances. One of them being that apparently his parents just didn't like me being around because I was some kind of bad influence. But I don't know if I'll understand that either. Another reason, I guess, was he started moving on with his life, and we both just started going on our own separate paths. I guess he didn't like the idea of how my life was turning out. I don't blame him. I've messed up a lot when I was in school. The only people I have left now are people who either I met recently and we just happened to play a couple games or something over the internet with, or it's people that truly stayed all this time and was like, hey, you're pretty cool. I have no more, like, in real life friends. Everyone's gone on their own separate paths. Life keeps moving forward, right? Um, I used to be friends with this other person over the internet he was a really cool guy. We were friends for like 2, 3 years. I met him on this one game that we loved playing together. And in the end, I I didn't see any true colors about him until like very much later. He seemed like such a great guy, and then all of a sudden he starts saying some really nasty things toward my other friends. And at that moment it just felt like I was associating with a stranger. So he's gone. I also used to be friends with this other person that was like a really big furry kind of person, like I am. We also got a little intimate together, but that's a story for another day. We we were really great friends, me and her, but as time went on, it's the same thing that happened. We just started not talking to each other as much. And then recently, like a couple months ago or so, I find out that she got into relations with some other person that I was also used to be friends with, kinda, where we all met on the same game before, and I really didn't know how to feel about it. The lessons I've come to learn are very simple. One being with how today's current generation is, everyone is just so socially awkward, and because of that, it's trying to make friends isn't just a simple walk up to a random person, say, "Hey, what's up?" and go from there. It's not like that anymore because people would just be like, "Who the hell is this person? Why are they coming up to me?" We've just become so fat in technology, and the physical interaction with people is becoming less and less, and it's really sad. It's more heartwarming for me, anyway, to go up to someone and be like, "Oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a while." Because it's one thing to text a person or call them, however, and be like, "What's up?" And then it is to see them in person, and if they're a good friend of yours, you give them a hug, say, "I missed you, how's it been? We should do something sometime." I don't know. Friends, with the direction that I see humanity going, friends are gonna be feel more like associates or com compatriots or whatever. I think the meaning of friends is starting to really change. The other thing about friends is that once you become an adult, I've realized that everyone just wants to get their life together, get their own car, their own job, maybe a family of your own. And with all that in the mix, there's just no more time for friend stuff anymore. Life takes over, and everyone else outside of that is left behind. I've also lost a good amount of people because they want to get their lives going and just kept telling me they were too busy to do anything together. I'm not I'm not saying it's a bad thing to, want to be successful and want to do something with your life, but there can always be a balance. There can always be a balance. There's no reason why no anyone can't have a balance between friends and your family and work and stuff. All you have to do is find the time, make the effort, you know? I treat friendships like I do relationships because in a way they both go hand in hand, since if a person, like in a relationship, if one person in the relationship doesn't put in enough effort towards it as much as they should, the relationship doesn't last very long. And the same can be said about friendships. If you don't try hard enough to talk to the people that you like hanging out with, what's the point in, calling them your friend? I also don't believe in all that fake friend whatever stuff. I mean, they're either your friend or they're just somebody using you. There should be no code name for it. People are just weird, getting too socially awkward anymore, and other things. It's getting really depressing. But lessons learned, if you want to make new friends, just it's better to find someone in real life than it is over the internet, because I've had way too many times where people just block me over the dumbest things and I never see them again. Like, dude, what the hell did I do to deserve this? No one should have to keep going through all that blocking bullshit. I'm so tired of technology. It's making us too complacent and lucid. Above all else, oblivious. But yeah, those are my thoughts. The other things I've learned is that if you find someone of a friend that is really nice and they're there for you and they do stuff for you, don't let them go. Think of them as your relationship partner, but you're not actually in a relationship. If you don't put in the effort and they don't put in the effort, or however, you'll lose them before you know it. But also be considerate if they tell you that they don't want to be friends anymore. They don't want nothing to do with you. Just let it be, because otherwise you'll start looking like a creep for pushing them to stay in your life. You can't force anyone to do anything. Everyone has a choice in what they want to do. But if it comes down to a case like I had with my last physical friend, and they just block you without giving a reason, it's the same thing. Just let it be. You might cry a little, or however you deal with the grief, and learn from it. That's all we can do. But yeah, to everyone who does watch this, I appreciate it. Appreciate you guys hearing me rant and give out my thoughts and my advice and my experiences, because maybe it'll help you guys to learn better for yourselves as well. So, this is Ellie Nightingale signing off.